Hello again, little one. My apologies for making you wait so long. Here's your food, just as I promised. Huh? Oh, yes. The meeting with my friends went very well. All of them survived their mission, which of course pleased me greatly. The only thing that made me happier was finding out that the mission was a complete success. We were able to retake the Shiganshina district and Aaron and the others. They were able to relocate Aaron's old house and find what his father had in the basement. Because of this, the meeting took a bit longer than expected. You see, since it's been so long since I've seen them all, and I was excited by their well-being and the success of the mission, I thought we should celebrate somehow. So, we did. We celebrated with something a little sweet. That's why there's something a little extra for you in your food. Since you're my friend too, I thought it would be rude to exclude you from our activities. Granted, you couldn't participate directly since we don't need anyone else finding out about you. Not because I don't want them to meet you. You're my friend after all. I want all of my friends to know each other and get along. But Hanji was there. The scientist I was telling you about. Though I appreciate their work and the enthusiasm they have for it, sometimes they're a bit too eager to question things and perform experiments. I was quite afraid that if I attempted to introduce you to all of them, Hanji might try to get their hands on you for research. Oh, don't worry. I didn't even mention your name. I didn't mention that I'd made a new friend. They don't know anything about you. You're safe. Someday, though, I would like to try to introduce you to a few of them at least. For example, Aaron, Mikasa, Armin, Jean, Connie, and Sasha. They're all very nice, and I trust that they could be calm around you and not do anything that would cause you harm. Although, I will say, Aaron tends to get into fights with Jean, so there might be a bit of yelling if you ever meet them at the same time. Sasha and Connie, they can get excited quite easily, but I doubt they would intentionally harm you or try to overwhelm you. Though, I have reason to believe that Sasha would immediately start questioning you about how you're able to live off of such a small amount of food. Yes, she's the friend who really enjoys eating. I've told you about her. She's quite like a borrower, in some sense. You see, she often tries to steal food. Only food, though, and she does it very poorly. Although, there was one time when she was able to steal some meat and nobody even noticed. She got lucky that time. Every other time, she was caught by a higher-up or sometimes her comrades. Connie? Well, he and Sasha are very close, so they're very excitable. Connie especially. I'm sure he would try to ask you some questions, and he might even ask to hold you. I sincerely doubt that you would want him to hold you, though. At least, when you first meet, because he would be so excited. Oh yes, I'm certain that Mikasa would be able to hold you. She's incredibly calm, and very skilled, very precise. Even if she got very excited about seeing you, she would be able to keep her hands steady and her voice calm and quiet, so that she wouldn't hurt your ears. Armin is a bit similar. He's very calm, very quiet. He's very intelligent as well, so I'm sure he'd understand that you need to be treated gently and a bit more delicately than a person our size. Although, if he were to try to hold you, he might start shaking because he'd be afraid to hurt you or afraid to drop you, so we'd best not let him try to hold you either. Aside from their fighting, well, I don't think you should let Eren get anywhere near you, really. Not because I think he's a bad person or anything. He's one of my closest friends, actually. It's just, well, he can be a bit rough at times, and even when he's not arguing with someone, he does tend to raise his voice unnecessarily. And if someone were to mention anything that would upset him, even if it's in a completely joking way, he might take it personally and, well, he has a tendency to ball his hands into fists whenever he gets upset. So if he were to hold you at that time, he would probably crush you. Jean, I'm not really sure. I trust that he would be able to keep himself calm and speak to you in a voice that was low enough to not bother you. But as far as holding you goes, part of me wants to believe that he would be calm enough to keep his hands from shaking and to keep from hurting you. But as confident as he may seem, sometimes he's a bit too confident, to the point where he's just cocky. I think he might be a bit nervous about holding you. His hands might shake a little. He might fear that he would hurt you. But I can't make any guarantees about that. You'll just have to meet them someday to find out. Oh, right. I told you about her too. I told you about Ymir. Ymir will never be able to meet you, I'm afraid. You see, when they captured one of my former friends and comrades, he asked them to give me a letter from Ymir. I believe I told you that she'd gone with him and someone who's passed away. She wrote a letter to me and asked him to deliver it. He's no longer in our custody, but he managed to get this letter to Hanji, and they gave it to me. She said that she loved me and that her life would be ending soon. I touched the paper where she had touched, and I could see something that was happening to her. She was in chains in a large room. She was at the center of it, though she was on a raised platform of some kind. I can't remember all of the details, but she looked like she'd lost the will to live because her life was about to end. I know that by this point she's deceased. And something she said in her letter, it really hit me. She said that she had no regrets about the life she lived, except for one. She regretted never being able to marry me. I always thought that she was joking when she said that. I loved her very much, and I can tell that she loved me. But she never struck me as the romantic or loving type, so whenever she would mention marriage, I would assume she was just making fun of all the other couples we saw. The others who were hopelessly in love and hopelessly optimistic. I miss her. I miss her every day. And this letter, though it does answer some questions, it doesn't make me miss her any less. I'm sorry. I'm venting to you, and I'm starting to cry, all while you're trying to enjoy your meal. I'm terribly sorry. I'll stop talking now. Really? You don't mind? I appreciate that. I really do, but I'd prefer to stop. Just for now. I want to talk about it. I do. But it's too soon. If I try to talk about it now, I won't be able to. I'll just start crying halfway through. And I want to be able to actually talk about it. So for now, just enjoy your meal, okay? I have some tidying up to do around here. And in a while, I'll be seeing my friends again. Maybe, if it's alright with you, I can mention you to them. And then, in the future, you can finally meet them. All of those who survived, at least.